we've been praying around a school for Mia, who's our eldest child, and she's got some needs, and mainstream just wouldn't work for her. But I was at a point where I was viewing mainstream schools, and they were saying, well, she can't come here because we can't help her. And I was viewing like special needs schools, and they were saying, well, we can't help her. We can't meet her needs. Mainstream schools can't meet her needs. So I was just kind of feeling stuck, and I was at a point where I was saying, like, I'm going to have to homeschool her, which is not ideal because I would want to give her the best, and we've got two, little ones, and that takes up a lot of time. And I want her to be able to socialise and stuff, so I didn't feel like it was right for us, but I was like, if she's not got a school, that's what we're going to have to do. And Anthony was like, that's going to put pressure on our marriage, it's going to put pressure on the family. But I was at that point, and it was like breaking point. And then one school offered her a place, but when I viewed it, I just felt really uncomfortable in the spirit. It just really felt uncomfortable to me. And I spoke to someone who I won't name because they might not want to be named, and they said, trust God in that. Trust that that's Holy Spirit telling you that it's not the right place. So I refused the place, and I explained why. I said, I feel like she'll be more traumatized here because of what I've seen, and these are my reasons. So I reject the place, but thank you. And this person who had said that to me, trust God, also said, I see 2 open doors. Anyway, I went to view another school. They said, look, there's 300 applicants for 11 spaces. You will not get a place for year 7 here. Yeah. I spoke to other people. They said, you will not get a place there. But I was like, well, I'm going to look anyway. And then the school rejected her. So I was like, okay, so that's another closed door. And then I went back and I said, look, I've refused the place that you've offered. What are our options? And they said, well, we're going to go back to the school that you like, and we'll ask them to reassess the situation. So I didn't tell them to do that. That's what they said they were going to do. And then this was on Boaz's birthday. They met with her, and by midday that day I got a call to say, we think she'd be perfect for the school, and we've got a place for her. So,
we're kind of... We obviously have to do some work around that. So it's not about just handing it over to God. We have to have our part in that as well. Do you know what I mean? We have to do stuff. And moving forward, I was going into the name thing. So Mira, you can.
Well, it's up to you. You can.
No, you.
Go on.
Basically, my Mira and Emilio's, the woman who gave birth to them. I asked her about 2 years ago if they could have their name changed because they're my only children out of all the children I've got. I've got a few, as you know, and they're not Anderson. So I thought, it's time now. I've got a wife. They're surrounded by that's their mother. Do you know what I mean? That God's provided for them. So I want us all to have the name Anderson. So I asked the birth mother a while back, and she was like outright no. And we just left it, and the start of the year, wasn't it? I said, do you know what? We need to do this. Do you know what I mean? So I kind of asked her again, and then explained the children was with that one Anderson as well, and they'd really be happy if that could happen. And she was like, no way, they're keeping her name. And so again,
Just explain the context there.
Yeah.
For the children, they have not seen this woman for many years, and they don't have contact with her. So for them, it's quite a triggering thing when they have to introduce themselves with that surname. So that's why it's so important to them.
Yeah. So at school, they're known as the name that Anderson, but on paper, obviously they're. So when certain things come from that company, it really triggers. So anyway, she said no, and we kind of said, you know what, we ain't going to fight this. We'll just pray over it, and we spoke to a few people within the church and asked for prayer in that situation. Again, God blessed us, do you know what I mean? So a week, exactly 7 days later, she sent a random text. We was at church actually on a Sunday, and we got a message saying, this is going to greet.
Yeah. We hadn't prompted her at all. Yeah, and it was, like you said, it was 7 days later, and we were in church, and she just sent this text to say, I've thought about it, and I'll agree to do this for the children. And I ran out crying to Sorrel. And we have explained to the children, because I also think it's important that they know that she's doing this for them. And then we were going to meet with her to get the signature, but she'd moved.
What we didn't really want.
We didn't really want to meet with her because it's a difficult situation. But she'd moved again, and we were like, well, how do we do this paperwork? Anyway, we ended up being able to send it. And then we thought, right, now we've sent it in the post, we might not get it back. So even though she's agreed to it, because of her lifestyle, we might not get the signature back. 7 days later, we got a letter in the post, and she'd signed it.
I just know today that when you give your will over to the Lord, He blesses you in many ways. 'Cause I've had many blessings. Like, we've had children born to the song, The Blessing, and just thank Jesus, man. Do you know what I mean? This is real, man. This ain't no joke. You know what I mean? Like, because when you experience miracles like this, it just puts you in that step. Like, how could you think any different? Do you know what I mean? How could you? Do you know what I mean? There's no turning back from this. Do you know what I mean? There can't be. So, yeah, just keep going, people, man. Keep going, yeah? No matter how hard you find it, yeah, just keep going and stay close to the Lord. That's all I can say.